Hello, and welcome to this special edition of Domainvestors.tv. I'm your host, Morgan Linton, and this episode is being brought to you live from Venice Beach here in beautiful Venice, California. So, what am I going to talk about today? Well, I'm sitting on the beach, but my mind is always running as it usually is, and I actually wanted to talk about something that I brought up in a post earlier, which was to boldly go where no domainer has gone before. And so what I want to talk about today is about ccTLDs and really the incredible potential I think that offers to new domainers, even domainers that haven't even entered the market yet, but are going to become domainers in the next few months or even the next few years. I think this is a point in our market of incredible opportunity, and that's what this video is about. So first off, for those of you who don't know what ccTLDs are, ccTLDs stands for Country Code Top Level Domain. This is essentially things like .eu, .us, .ca, .au. These are special TLDs for particular countries. Now, the really interesting thing with ccTLD investing is that you can actually try to predict which markets will have a greater saturation over a period of time. Now, there's a lot of people that think markets like .in, which is the Indian market, have a lot of potential because there is a huge growing middle class in India, and there's a huge amount of new internet users coming on every year. With a population of over 1 billion, you can see the potential that exists there. A lot of people initially, when ccTLDs first kind of hit the investment community, didn't think that there would be any potential in these. But there are people like Rick Silver who bought a ton of .ca domains, which turned out to be a great move. And as many of you know, .co.uk, which is considered a ccTLD, which is for the UK, not only turned out to be great investments, those actually sold for a very high value. So those turned out to be phenomenal ccTLDs to have, and now any .co.uk domain that you're going to have is definitely going to have a lot of value to it, and all those top keywords are taken. So how can you, as a domain name investor, benefit from ccTLDs? Well, first off, if you've ever said all the good .coms are taken, or if you've ever felt that all the good .coms are taken, you're right. They are all taken. But this doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities. And so the most important thing to realize is that, yes, the .com TLD has been completely scoured by domain name investors, and if you are hand registering a .com, there's an extraordinarily good chance that that's not going to be a $10,000 domain. Now, it doesn't mean that there aren't great .com deals out there, but you certainly will have to pay for them. And the best place to look is services like Namejet or an aggregator like FreshDrop, where you can see all the different domains that are expiring and try to pick up a .com once it's expired so you can get a good deal on it. But what if you still want that magic of hand registering a domain that actually has some value to it? Well, the thing is, you have to be a bit of a visionary, and you have to believe in some of these external markets. Well, I'll give you a great example. Just about, I'd say maybe a year and a half ago, I bought cricketgames.co.in. This is the first Indian domain name that I bought. This is what inspired me to continue investing in the Indian domain market. Well, here's what happened. I bought that domain, I put a custom website on it, and then, boom, it started getting traffic and started generating revenue. I thought, well, how is this possible? There's no way it could have indexed into Google this quickly. So I looked, and it wasn't. It hadn't indexed into Google yet. And so then I put Google Analytics on and looked at where is that traffic coming from. You know what I found out? Type-in traffic. People in India were actually typing in cricket games, and it was automatically going to cricketgames.co.in. So I was getting a lot of traffic, and that type-in traffic, as many of you know, is the absolute best traffic you can get, because that is targeted traffic. If somebody types in cricket games into their browser, I'll tell you what they're looking for. They're looking for information about cricket games. Now, the great thing is, not all the good domains are taken in ccTLDs. In fact, I've been registering .fm names, .tv names, which is actually a ccTLD, as well as a number of other countries. I actually have over 20 different countries that I invest in, and these are all countries that I believe will see a greater saturation in internet usage over the next 5 to 10 years. And so what you can do is actually study the markets, do your research. How is a place like India doing? What about somewhere like Colombia or Brazil? Or what about China? There's a lot of investment potential. Look at Australia, look at Canada. You can actually study the market dynamics and determine, okay, well, are more internet users coming on board in these particular countries? And if so, what TLD is it that their browsers are going to go to by default? If it is that ccTLD, then there's an excellent chance that you could make a good deal of money if you buy those, put a site on it. Notice you can type in traffic and then sell that a few years from now once that market grows. Now once again, this is speculation, and this is really what makes an investment. A lot of people say, well, I wish that I was like Rick Schwartz. I wish I had bought a domain back in 1996, some great .com domains, and now I'd just have to sell a few of them, I'd be a millionaire. And that's true, but you know what? Now you can do exactly the same. But you have to find the market and find the domains with the value. I'll tell you this, I'm putting big bets on India and the .in and .co.in ccTLD as our major domainers, like Ed from Oz Domainer and Jeff from IN Forum. And if you take a look, big domainers like Rick Latona have come out. Rick Latona created ccTLDs, a forum dedicated completely to ccTLDs. This is the beginning of a movement and the beginning of a huge market. So, mark my words, this is the day. If there's any time that you want an opportunity to invest in a market that isn't even there yet, domains that you can buy and you can't sell right away, but in 5 or maybe 10 years from now, you'll look back and say, wow, I'm glad I made those investments, and it's time to take a look at ccTLDs. So take a look. Look over at DN Journal, see some of the domains that have sold. You'll see ccTLDs are in the mix, and the market is ripe for the picking. So take a look at some of those unexplored areas, those parts of the world where internet has not yet reached the saturation we see here in North America or in Europe. Make your investments, choose wisely, don't over-register, but find the domains that are actually going to hold value. And you just might find 5 or 10 years from now, you're looking back and everyone's saying, oh, all the good .co.ins are taken, and all the good .aus are taken. You'll say, yep, and I was there. So, hope everyone's having a great weekend. Once again, Morgan Linton here, live from Venice Beach, California. Have a great week, everyone, and thanks for watching.